The FBI just discovered a secret suitcase hidden in Diddy's mother's basement. Inside are tapes and memory cards which could shake Hollywood.
On June 21st, at exactly 5:17 a.m., the quiet neighborhood of Mount Vernon, New York, was jolted awake by an unmarked convoy from the FBI. They didn't need to knock. They had an emergency search warrant, and they knew precisely what they were looking for. Beneath the wooden floorboards of the basement in the house once owned by Diddy's mother, Mrs. Janice Combs, the investigation began. 2 hours later, the air had grown thick and heavy with an unmistakable stench. A forensics unit was brought in, 3D cameras, ground-penetrating radar, and eventually wooden panels were pried open. In the cold earth, nestled between concrete and old, unrecognizable bloodstains, multiple corpses were found, tightly wrapped in plastic, partially decomposed, and stacked on top of one another. An independent source confirmed at least 3 bodies had been discovered, one of which was a minor. When the first photo leaked online, grainy but clear enough to reveal what America had never been prepared to face, a single question began echoing across forums everywhere. Could this be the final secret Diddy had buried right beneath his own mother's feet? Part 1. The Dawn Raid. FBI knocks on the door of hell. In the early hours of June 21st, while most residents of Mount Vernon were still sound asleep, an unmarked convoy suddenly entered the neighborhood where the house of Janice Combs, the biological mother of famous hip-hop artist Sean Diddy Combs, was located. No sirens, no flashing warning lights, only a suffocating silence, broken by the firm knock of an FBI agent at the door. This was a meticulously planned raid, based on insider information. And this time, they weren't leaving empty-handed. At the FBI's New York headquarters, an emergency meeting was held immediately afterward. It was attended by representatives from the Department of Justice, the Federal Financial Crimes Task Force, and criminal psychology experts. Photos from the scene revealed that the body bags had been arranged deliberately, not in the chaotic manner typical of hasty disposal, but in a way that appeared almost ritualistic. Next to the bodies, the FBI recovered a half-burned leather notebook containing scattered characters interspersed with drawings of symmetrical, circular symbols, strikingly similar to those often seen in underground cults. A ritual crime specialist at Quantico, after preliminary analysis, described it as a discovery that could potentially shift the entire direction of the Diddy case. According to her, if it can be proven that these were victims linked to the rumored private parties within the entertainment industry, the case would no longer be just a personal issue. It would expose a broader network of organized crime. That same day, Twitter exploded with the hashtags. Hashtag Hadid Basement Bodies. Hashtag Diddy Cover-Up. Old footage of Diddy, in which he once said, "Everything I have comes from sacrifices no one dares to speak of," was pulled apart and dissected. Fans were divided. Some demanded justice of victims, while others insisted Diddy was being politically targeted or sabotaged by enemies within the music industry. More notably, a former employee from a real estate office that handled the Combs family estate revealed that the basement in question had been renovated and reinforced in 2014, coinciding with the disappearance of a young dancer named Kiara B. in New York, who was rumored to have ties to Diddy's event team. Kiara B's missing person case had previously been closed due to insufficient evidence, but now, a small body found in the basement, with matching height and bone structure, is forcing the FBI to reopen the investigation. This time, under the angle of premeditated homicide, the FBI is currently requesting DNA samples from Kiara B's family for comparison. In an unprecedented development, major media outlets like CNN, ABC, and even Fox News have stopped broadcasting live updates from the scene, opting instead to reference pre-approved news segments. This has only deepened the online public suspicion. Is there a force working behind the scenes to control the scope and direction of the case? What began as a financial raid targeting the assets of a high-profile entertainer has now spiraled into a chaotic tangle of ritualistic crimes, organized murder allegations, and secrets buried directly beneath the feet of the suspect's own flesh and blood. With every excavation, investigators move one step deeper into a nightmare America is not yet ready to name. But the machine is in motion, and if the initial signs prove accurate, this could become the most explosive criminal case in modern American entertainment history. That same afternoon, an anonymous source from within the Manhattan District Attorney's office confirmed that they are preparing additional search warrants for at least 2 more properties tied to the Combs family, including a penthouse that had reportedly hosted private parties in the late 2000s. These homes, once symbols of wealth and power, are now links in a dark chain of events the public has dubbed #Diddygate. The scandal has become so intense that several human rights activists have called for an independent congressional investigation committee, citing the potential collusion between law enforcement agencies and elite circles in covering up serious human rights violations. The hashtag Justice for the Forgotten began trending, led by independent journalists and whistleblowers who have previously spoken out about abuse within the entertainment industry. Janice Combs, long thought to be uninvolved in the investigation, is now being considered a key witness. A former housekeeper who worked in her home from 2015 to 2017 has contacted a lawyer, claiming to have seen a group of strange men entering and exiting the basement in the middle of the night, with some surveillance equipment hidden behind the walls. Her statement is currently being verified, but if confirmed, it would shatter the narrative that Janice knew nothing about the secrets buried beneath her own house. The public is in shock. Social media is in chaos. And above all, one ominous question looms. If this is what was found in Diddy's mother's house alone, what else might still be buried elsewhere, in places no one dares to touch?